Hello friends, welcome aboard the Sleepy Fairy Tale Express. I'm the Red Mermaid. This train is a dream journey to fairy tale land. Have you all got your train tickets? Subscribe and hit the like button to always be able to ride. Close your eyes, prick up your ears, and listen in a comfortable position. Today's story is Maya the Bee. Today was a very special day for Maya. She was about to embark on a grand adventure, her first time venturing outside the hive to collect nectar as a young bee. As the sun began to shine in the eastern sky, Maya awoke with excitement. The pre-dawn sky was a mix of blue and red hues, and Maya looked out the window, starting her day with anticipation. Inside the hive, baby bees like Maya were busily preparing for their duties. The hive walls were made up of small hexagonal cells, each filled with the sweet scent of honey. Maya walked through the hive's corridors on her tiny legs, filled with expectations for her mission. Maya, today is a big day for you. Cassandra, her older sister, smiled at her. Cassandra was much larger than Maya, her wings sturdy and glistening with experience. She advised Maya that the outside world was full of wonders, but also dangers. Maya, remember to memorize the way back after collecting nectar. And always be wary of dangerous hornets and spiders, Cassandra said seriously. Her voice carried deep love and concern for Maya. Let me tell you about humans. They are very different from us in size and appearance, but some can be our friends. However, don't get too close. Always be cautious. While listening intently to her sister's advice, Maya couldn't suppress her curiosity about meeting a human one day. To Maya, humans were mysterious and somewhat frightening. Humans? What are they like? Maya asked, her eyes filled with curiosity as she looked at Cassandra. Cassandra pondered for a moment before continuing gently. Humans are very large, they walk on two legs, and they use various tools. Unlike us, they build their homes with wood, stone, and even metal. They don't gather nectar like we do, but some study and protect nature. However, not all of them are kind to us, so you must always stay vigilant. Taking her sister's advice to heart, Maya headed towards the outside world. She walked towards the hive's exit with a pounding heart. The exit was like a long, dark tunnel, leading to the bright and radiant world beyond. Maya fluttered her wings and soared through the tunnel. As Maya flew for the first time, she felt the touch of the wind and the warmth of the sun all over her body. The wind gently caressed her wings, lifting her higher and further. The sun enveloped her in its warm light, making the world seem bright and vibrant. The fields, forests, and flowers below her revealed a new world to Maya. After leaving the hive, Maya soon arrived at a fragrant flower field. The field was filled with blooming flowers of all colors, each petal glistening with dewdrops that sparkled in the sunlight. Red roses, yellow sunflowers, purple lavender, and white daisies captivated Maya's eyes. A gentle breeze blew through the flowers, making them dance as if in a beautiful natural ballet. Bees and butterflies were busy flitting from flower to flower, collecting nectar, creating a scene that looked like a delightful dance of nature. Maya observed everything with wide eyes, as if seeing the world's beauty for the first time. Each petal sparkled like a tiny jewel, and even a slight touch caused the dewdrops to fall. She felt happy listening to the sound of the dewdrops falling. "Oh, the outside world is truly wonderful," Maya murmured to herself, overwhelmed with joy. She momentarily forgot Cassandra's advice, lost in the beauty before her. The flowers were fragrant, and their scent, like sweet nectar, tickled Maya's nose. She began to fly among the flowers, savoring their scent. "I have a stinger, so I'm not afraid of hornets." "Yes, I should explore further," Maya thought, filled with curiosity, as she flew farther away from the other bees. She moved from petal to petal, from one flower field to another, completely absorbed in the world's beauty. Maya spent a long time exploring the different types and scents of the flowers. She felt the soft texture of the petals, tasted the nectar inside, each with its own unique flavor and aroma, enjoying every moment. At one point, Maya arrived at a field of yellow sunflowers. The sunflowers stood in rows as if facing the sun, and Maya flew freely among them. The large petals of the sunflowers acted like umbrellas, providing her with shade. She lay down on a sunflower petal and looked up at the sky. The blue sky was dotted with fluffy white clouds, and birds flew among them. "Is this what heaven is like?" Maya wondered. She was experiencing a sense of freedom and happiness she had never felt before. But this joy was short-lived, as Maya suddenly remembered something important. She had flown far away, forgetting Cassandra's advice. She felt a moment of panic, but soon calmed herself down and collected her thoughts. "Okay, I've come this far, so I should head back now. I shouldn't go any further," Maya told herself. She began to make her way back to the hive, trying to remember the path she had taken. But the beauty of the world had confused her, making it difficult to recall the way back. As Maya flew back, she discovered a small pond. The pond's still water sparkled in the sunlight, and along the water's edge grew green reeds and yellow water lilies. In the center of the pond, a white lotus flower bloomed gracefully, with dragonflies hovering above, their wings shimmering. Maya decided to rest by the pond. By the pond, beautiful lotus flowers were in bloom, and on one of the lotus leaves sat a small golden fly. The fly had a tiny body with golden wings that sparkled in the sunlight. Maya carefully landed on another lotus leaf beside the fly. The lotus leaf was soft and resilient, with water droplets clinging to it. Maya took a moment to rest there, feeling the calm of the pond. Around the pond, various insects gathered to drink water or rest. Frogs peeked out from the water, observing with caution, while water striders skated across the pond's surface. Dragonflies darted around, searching for food, their wings reflecting rainbow colors in the sunlight. Maya admired the beauty of the scene, feeling the wonder of nature anew. Suddenly, a large dragonfly swooped in and devoured the golden fly in one gulp. Maya's eyes widened in shock at the scene unfolding before her. "That's so unfair. How could you do that?" Maya exclaimed, her voice trembling with emotion. The dragonfly responded calmly, "I'm sorry to startle you, but if I don't catch flies, I'll starve. Insects survive by catching and being caught." The dragonfly's voice was gentle and calm, yet it carried the harsh truth of survival. Maya was surprised, but also learned something new about the cycle of nature. Insects survive by catching and being caught. Is that the law of nature? Maya asked the dragonfly. The dragonfly nodded and replied, "Yes, in nature, everyone fights to survive. I must catch prey to live. But through this, we maintain balance." The dragonfly continued, looking at Maya perched on a lotus leaf. Maya pondered deeply about the dragonfly's words. The laws of nature seemed harsh at times, but it was how the cycle of life was maintained. Maya internalized this new understanding and decided to rest by the pond for a while. She enjoyed the serene moment, appreciating the beauty around her. The pond's water continued to ripple gently, and the sunlight shone warmly. Maya reflected on the world, feeling a deeper connection to its mysteries. One day, Maya was flying through a flower field, savoring the sweet scent of the blossoms. The field was filled with flowers of every color, and bees and butterflies were busily moving among them. Maya perched on a petal, collecting nectar while admiring the beauty around her. The soft texture of the petals and the sweet taste of the nectar brought her great joy. Suddenly, the sky began to darken. Black clouds gathered, and the wind started to blow stronger. "It looks like it's going to rain," Maya said to herself as she looked around. Soon, large raindrops began to fall one by one. "Oh no, it's raining!" Maya quickly took shelter inside a nearby large flower to avoid the rain. She nestled inside the petals, waiting for the rain to stop. The raindrops grew larger, and the rain poured down heavily. Maya watched the outside world from inside the flower. The raindrops hit the petals, creating tiny, jewel-like droplets that sparkled. Maya marveled at the beauty of the rainy day and took a moment to enjoy the scenery. Just then, she heard someone calling for help. "Kurt, save me! Someone, please help me!" Maya turned towards the sound and saw a beetle named Kurt struggling, flipped over and drenched by the rain. Kurt looked exhausted and in desperate need of help. Without hesitation, Maya flew through the rain towards Kurt. "Kurt, I'll help you," she shouted as she approached him. She pressed down on the end of a blade of grass to help Kurt get up. With Maya's help, Kurt managed to stand. "Phew, I'm saved. Thank you." "You're a very brave bee," Kurt said gratefully. Maya felt proud and her chest swelled with Kurt's words. "Don't mention it. Helping a friend is the right thing to do," she replied with a smile. This small incident taught Maya a significant lesson. Despite her small size, she realized that courage and determination could make a big difference for others. She also learned the true meaning of friendship. Even though the rain continued to pour, Maya and Kurt found a place to take shelter together. They hid under a large leaf, which acted like a natural umbrella, protecting them from the rain. There, Maya and Kurt shared stories with each other while waiting for the rain to stop. Maya told Kurt about her adventures, and Kurt shared various experiences he had encountered. They laughed and sometimes felt moved by each other's stories, deepening their friendship. After the rain stopped, Maya decided to continue her exploration instead of returning to the hive. Her curiosity was endless, and there were still many things she didn't know about the world. One day, Maya ventured to a village to see humans, who were mysterious and intriguing to her. Upon arriving at the village, she saw small houses clustered together. Each house had a unique shape and color, and through the windows, she could see people going about their daily lives. People were working outside their homes or chatting in the village square. Maya observed them closely as she approached. Maya perched near a window of a small house, watching the people inside. In the kitchen, a woman was cooking while her children played nearby. The kitchen was filled with warm light, and the smell of delicious food wafted out. Maya was curious about the daily lives of these humans. As Maya continued to explore the village, a housefly approached her. The fly was small with a grayish hue and transparent wings. "Hello. My name is Maya. I've come to learn about humans," Maya said. The housefly introduced itself. "I'm Puck. You want to know about humans? They are always trying to catch us. They're so greedy. Even when they have plenty, they don't like to share with us." Maya felt confused by Puck's words. She had heard that humans were kind and loved all living creatures. But Puck's perspective made her think differently about humans. Nonetheless, Maya still wanted to meet them herself. Maya headed to the village square. People were gathered there, and children were playing. Maya cautiously flew to a boy and landed gently on his shoulder. The boy felt her presence and carefully held her in his hand. "Wow, a tiny bee," he exclaimed with a smile. While resting in the boy's hand, Maya closely observed his face. The boy's eyes sparkled with curiosity and kindness. Maya felt that he meant no harm to her. The boy placed Maya on his palm and showed her to his friends. "Look at this bee. Isn't she cute?" The boy's friends looked at Maya with fascination and smiled. Through the boy and his friends, Maya experienced human kindness. She realized that some humans were warm and friendly. Maya rested on the boy's palm for a while, listening to their conversations. They laughed and shared their daily stories, sometimes engaging in serious discussions. This experience helped Maya gain a deeper understanding of humans. She realized that Puck's words were not the whole story, and that there were diverse personalities and hearts among humans. Maya flew off the boy's palm and bid them farewell. "Goodbye. Have a nice day," she cheerfully said as she left the village. After meeting humans, Maya ventured into a darkening forest. The forest, unlike its bright and lively daytime appearance, exuded a mysterious and somewhat intimidating atmosphere. The trees were tall and dense, and shadows filled the spaces between them. The sounds of various animals echoed through the forest, and small creatures moved about. Maya felt a mix of curiosity and fear as she explored the forest. Suddenly, Maya stopped in her tracks and looked ahead. There was something glistening like silver thread. "What's this sticky, shiny thing?" she wondered, drawing closer, only to get caught in a spider's web. The web was thin but incredibly strong, and Maya found herself unable to move. "Help! Somebody help me!" Maya cried out desperately. The forest remained silent, and her voice didn't carry far. She looked at her small body entangled in a strong web, overwhelmed by fear. She realized that she couldn't escape from the powerful web on her own. Just then, slow, deliberate footsteps approached. "Hee, stay still. I'll save you," said a sinister voice. It was a black widow spider, its body black with red markings, exuding a menacing presence. Maya, initially thinking the spider was there to help, felt a fleeting sense of relief. But the spider began to wrap Maya even tighter in its web. "How could you? I thought you were going to help me." Maya cried out in despair. The spider replied coldly, "I never miss my prey. Now that you're caught in my web, you're my meal." The spider's words filled Maya with greater fear. She realized the gravity of her situation and thought about how she could escape. Summoning her courage and wisdom, Maya decided to find a way to free herself from the web. She wriggled and twisted her body, slowly loosening the strands. Despite the web's strength, Maya's persistent efforts began to weaken it slightly. She needed more help to break free. She looked around for a solution. Then, she saw a faint light in the distance. It was a group of fireflies. They flew around the night sky, their small lights creating a hopeful glow. Maya decided to call for their help. "Firefly friends, please help me. I'm stuck in a spider's web and can't get out," she called out desperately. The fireflies heard Maya's plea and flew over to her. They gathered around her and used their lights to weaken the web. Despite their small size, their light contained powerful energy. Slowly, the web began to melt and break apart. With the fireflies' help, Maya managed to free herself from the web. Finally, Maya was completely free from the web. She thanked the fireflies with deep gratitude. "Thank you so much, firefly friends. You saved my life," she exclaimed joyfully. The fireflies smiled warmly and replied, "You're welcome, Maya. It's our joy to help a friend." Maya felt a warm sense of gratitude from their words. Wrapped tightly in the orb weaver spider's web, Maya began to worry about her fate. The web was extremely sticky and strong, completely binding her tiny body. Unable to move, Maya grew increasingly frightened. She struggled to escape, but the web was far more powerful than she had anticipated. She tried to keep hope alive, but the situation seemed hopeless. Suddenly, a familiar voice echoed through the forest, striking Maya's ears. "You vile spider, what are you doing to the bee who saved my life?" It was Kurt, the beetle. Kurt had been passing by and spotted Maya in peril, immediately rushing to her aid. Without hesitation, Kurt charged at the orb weaver spider. "Get away from Maya! She's my friend," he shouted, using his sturdy body to push the spider back. The orb weaver, surprised by Kurt's hard shell, retreated in confusion. Seizing the opportunity, Kurt began to free Maya. Kurt used his powerful pincers to carefully cut through the web strands binding Maya. The web was tough and sticky, but Kurt persisted. He worked tirelessly, determined to rescue Maya. Encouraged by Kurt's efforts, Maya began to regain hope. Finally, Kurt severed the last strand of the web. Maya was free to move again. "Thank you so much, Kurt. I'm deeply grateful for your help," Maya said, expressing her heartfelt gratitude. Kurt smiled warmly and replied, "Just repaying the favor. Take care, Maya. Stay safe." Bidding Kurt farewell, Maya flew off. She felt immense gratitude for Kurt's courage and friendship and vowed to be more cautious to avoid such dangers in the future. Thanks to her new friend, Maya had escaped a perilous situation. After being rescued, Maya gathered herself and decided to continue her adventure. She headed towards a pond under the full moon. The pond was illuminated by soft moonlight, creating silvery ripples on the water. Tall green reeds swayed gently in the breeze, whispering softly, while white lotus flowers floated serenely on the pond's surface. Maya carefully perched on a lotus flower by the pond. Gazing at the full moon, she began to make a wish. "I wish to see the most beautiful person," Maya whispered. Her wish was sincere, and the moonlight seemed to acknowledge her heartfelt desire, shimmering brightly. Suddenly, the flowers around the pond began to glow brightly. The light intensified, taking shape until, finally, the flower fairy appeared. Surrounded by a gentle glow, the fairy's presence was like something out of a dream. Her long hair flowed softly in the breeze, and her eyes were filled with warmth. "Little bee, why are you crying?" the flower fairy asked gently. Maya felt a sense of peace from the fairy's soothing voice. "I wish to see the most beautiful person in the world," Maya confessed. Sensing Maya's sincerity, the fairy nodded. "I shall grant your wish." "Follow me," the flower fairy said, taking Maya's hand and flying into the moonlight. The fairy's hand was warm and soft, and as they flew, Maya felt a sense of calm wash over her. They arrived at a clearing bathed in bright moonlight where a boy and girl were sitting in the grass, sharing happy smiles. Watching them, Maya realized what true beauty was. The boy and girl's laughter stemmed from pure and genuine hearts, deeply moving Maya. "This is true beauty," Maya thought to herself. The flower fairy smiled and spoke to Maya. "Beauty is not just about appearance. True beauty comes from the heart. And you, too, possess such beauty." Maya deeply agreed with the fairy's words and nodded. In that moment, the flower fairy disappeared, leaving Maya alone to reflect on the warm scene. Watching the boy and girl, Maya wished to hold on to such beauty within herself. She stayed by the pond for a while, imprinting the experience in her heart, before preparing to return to the hive. After spending a beautiful night by the pond, Maya realized it was time to return home. However, the darkness and unfamiliar landscape of the forest caused her to lose her way. The forest, which had been bright and lively during the day, now exuded a mysterious and frightening atmosphere at night. The trees were tall and dense, blocking out any light, and the darkness of the forest lay thick like a heavy blanket. Maya flew around for a long time, trying to find her way, but everything felt strange and unfamiliar. "How can I find my way in this darkness?" Maya thought, worriedly looking around. The rustling of leaves in the wind and the distant hooting of an owl made her even more anxious. Just then, a centipede spoke to Maya from above. The centipede was coiled around a tree branch. "I am Hieronymus, the all-knowing. Follow that path," he said confidently. His body was covered in silvery scales, gleaming even in the dark. Maya decided to follow Hieronymus's advice. However, Hieronymus also warned her, "But beware of the hornets. Their territory is just beyond." His warning made Maya anxious. She needed to navigate carefully to avoid the hornet's danger. She kept Hieronymus's advice in mind and proceeded cautiously. Maya flew carefully through the forest, trying to find her way. She followed the direction Hieronymus indicated, but the forest paths were complicated and treacherous. The branches intertwined like a maze, making it difficult to retrace her steps if she took a wrong turn. Maya focused on remembering her path, checking her surroundings as she went. Contrary to her expectations, the forest proved far more challenging. She lost her way multiple times and had to backtrack repeatedly. Throughout the ordeal, Maya felt her courage and patience being tested. She refused to give up and continued to search for the right path. Eventually, Maya sensed that she was nearing the hornet territory, hearing the ominous buzzing of hornets deep in the forest. Following Hieronymus's advice, Maya cautiously flew through the forest. She tried to avoid the dangers of the hornet territory, but eventually came face to face with a hornet. "Stop right there, little bee," a huge hornet with black and yellow stripes shouted. The hornet was much larger than Maya, its wings flapping menacingly as it approached her. Maya froze in fear, but she mustered the courage to respond. "I'm just lost. I have no intention of causing harm." But the hornet wasn't listening. "You've trespassed into our territory. You must be punished," the hornet said in a threatening voice, its eyes glaring at Maya with menace. The hornet drew out its sharp stinger, threatening Maya. She trembled in terror, backing away, but the hornet's overwhelming power left her defenseless. The hornet captured Maya, who struggled with all her might, but her stinger was useless against the hornet's armored body. She felt helpless as she was taken prisoner. The hornet carried Maya into the depths of the hornet territory. The hornet kingdom was hidden deep in the forest, exuding an eerie and intimidating aura. Huge tree nests were stacked everywhere, and countless hornets were buzzing around busily. They all eyed Maya warily. "This little bee has invaded our territory. Take her to the queen," the hornet said, tightening its grip and dragging Maya to the prison. Maya found herself locked in a dark, damp cell. The cell was cold and filled with moisture, and she could hear the sounds of tiny creatures in the darkness. Maya looked around in fear. "How am I going to get out of here?" she murmured to herself in despair. From her cell, Maya could see the hornets busily moving around. "Attack the beehive before sunrise," the queen hornet's voice boomed through the hive. Hearing this, Maya grew deeply worried. She needed to warn the beehive about the impending attack. But she was unsure how to escape from her cell. Maya took a deep breath and resolved to muster her courage. "I can do this. I must escape and deliver the message." As night deepened, all the hornets fell into a deep sleep. The prison grew quiet, and Maya decided to seize this opportunity to escape. The prison was cold and dark, but Maya could faintly see her surroundings by the dim moonlight. The bars were tightly secured, but Maya refused to give up. First, Maya slowly surveyed the prison to understand its structure. The walls were made of thick wood and sticky spider webs, and the bars were firmly fixed with metal. However, there were small gaps between the bars. Maya devised a plan to use those gaps for her escape. She decided to make the most of her small size. Maya began to wriggle and twist her body through the gaps in the bars. The bars were sharp enough to cut into her, but Maya endured the pain and kept moving. In the corner of the prison, Maya found a small stone. It was smooth and hard, and she decided to use it to push the bars. She gripped the stone and used all her strength to push against the bars. The stone gave the bars a slight jolt, causing them to wobble a bit. With hope, Maya continued to use the stone to push the bars. Over time, Maya's efforts began to pay off. The bars gradually loosened, widening the gap. Maya moved more actively through the gap. Gathering all her remaining strength, she gave one final push, and the bars opened, creating an escape route. Maya slipped through the bars and out of the prison. She took a deep breath, savoring her freedom. But it wasn't over yet. She had to warn the beehive about the hornets' attack. With courage and determination, Maya flew through the forest. The forest was still dark, but Maya trusted herself and pressed on. Maya carefully flew in the direction Hieronymus had indicated. She retraced her steps, avoiding the hornet territory, and sought the path back to the beehive. She diligently remembered her route and flew with precision, making sure not to make any mistakes. After a long flight, Maya finally reached the beehive and immediately went to the queen. Panting heavily, she knelt before the queen. "Your Majesty, the hornets are planning to attack our hive. We must prepare quickly," Maya urgently reported. The queen, hearing Maya's words, immediately declared a state of alert. The entire beehive was engulfed in tension. Following the queen's orders, the bee army swiftly prepared for battle. Soldiers donned armor and readied their weapons, getting into combat formation. The queen issued commands to each unit and devised a defensive strategy. All the bees busily moved to prepare for the impending battle. Maya also joined the preparations. She did everything she could with her small body to contribute. Maya carried nectar to the soldiers, tended to the injured, and moved about busily. Her courage and determination inspired the other bees. At dawn, countless hornets swarmed towards the beehive, brandishing their sharp stingers. Their massive bodies and powerful weapons posed a significant threat to the bees. However, the bees were ready. They defended in an organized manner under the queen's orders, successfully fending off the hornets' attacks. The battle was fierce. The bees fought bravely against the hornets, using their unity and cooperation to overcome the attackers. Maya also participated in the battle, standing up to the hornets alongside her fellow bees. Despite her small size, she displayed immense courage. During the fight, Maya helped injured friends and boosted their morale. Her selflessness and bravery inspired the other bees. Maya fought with all her might to repel the hornets. Her courageous actions deeply moved everyone. After the battle ended, all the bees gathered before the queen. The queen brought Maya forward and spoke, "Maya, thanks to your courage and sacrifice, we could win this battle. You are a true hero." Maya humbly bowed her head at the queen's words. Maya stepped forward and apologized for her actions. "Your Majesty, I'm sorry for wandering off on my own. But I did my best to protect our hive." The queen warmly embraced Maya and praised her bravery. "No, Maya. You saved us all. Without a brave bee like you, we would have been in great danger." Maya's daring actions and the beehive's courageous defense provided a great lesson for everyone. Maya would now be remembered as the bravest bee in the beehive. Her adventures and sacrifices would be passed down as legends in the beehive's history. From that day on, Maya was respected and loved by all the bees in the hive. Her courage and selflessness became a great inspiration to others. Maya learned a lot from her adventures and grew into a more mature bee. She would continue to bravely fight for the beehive and create a peaceful world with her friends. Thanks to Maya's courageous actions, the beehive was able to repel the hornet attack. Peaceful days followed, but Maya still longed for new adventures and learning experiences. One day, Maya ventured deep into the forest. She knew there were many places she had yet to explore and hoped to meet new friends along the way. The forest was still mysterious and beautiful. The trees reached towards the sky, and sunlight softly filtered through the leaves. Maya enjoyed the beauty of the fields filled with small flowers. She listened to the birds' songs and the buzzing of bees, flying joyfully through the air. Eventually, Maya discovered a lone bee by a small pond. This bee looked a bit different from the ones Maya had seen before. His wings seemed slightly larger, and his body looked stronger. Curious, Maya approached the bee. "Hello. I'm Maya. Who are you?" Maya greeted him. The bee smiled at Maya. "Hello, Maya. I'm Billy. I was just spending some time here alone," Billy replied gently. Maya felt a liking for Billy's kind tone. "What were you doing here?" she asked. Billy paused for a moment before responding, "I love exploring new places. I came here thinking I might meet new friends." Maya nodded in agreement. I love exploring new places too. Would you like to join me on some adventures? She suggested. Billy happily accepted Maya's invitation. Sure, Maya. Let's explore new places together and learn a lot along the way, he agreed. Together, they left the pond, embarking on new adventures. Maya and Billy continued their exploration of the forest, learning and enjoying the beauty and mysteries of nature. As they passed through flower fields and wandered by ponds, they came across a strange bee. This bee looked different from others. They had yellowish wings and seemed weak. Their movements were unsteady, and they kept nervously glancing around, trembling their wings. Maya approached the bee and greeted him. Hello, I'm Maya. Who are you? She asked cheerfully. The bee turned around in surprise, fear and anxiety evident in his eyes. I'm Jack, the bee replied awkwardly, his voice trembling and his eyes darting around. Maya felt suspicious of Jack's strange behavior. His appearance was unlike any other bee she had seen. Billy also observed Jack closely and whispered to Maya, Maya, this bee seems to be hiding something. His wings and body look strange, and he seems very nervous. Maya agreed with Billy and decided to keep a closer watch on Jack. Maya asked Jack more questions. Jack, what are you doing here? Where are you from? Jack hesitated before answering, I came from another bee kingdom. I'm here to explore. But his answer didn't convince Maya and Billy at all. Maya and Billy decided to carefully observe Jack's actions. They followed him, noting how he kept looking around cautiously and often stopped to check if anyone was following him. It seemed like he was being chased by someone. At one point, Jack ventured deep into the forest. Maya and Billy quietly followed him, making sure not to lose sight of him. They watched as Jack arrived at a large tree with a small hidden cave beneath it. Jack entered the cave, and Maya and Billy cautiously approached to see what he was doing. Inside the cave, Jack started to take out something shiny. It looked like a precious gem. He handled it with great care. Maya and Billy exchanged glances, sensing that something significant was happening. They were sure Jack was hiding an important secret. Determined to uncover Jack's secret, Maya and Billy continued to observe his actions. They peeked into the cave, watching Jack carefully pack the shiny gem into a small bag. Holding their breath, they watched his every move. Jack left the cave, heading deeper into the forest. Maya and Billy quietly followed. The forest grew darker, but they never lost sight of Jack. They were eager to discover what Jack was planning. Jack arrived at a small, shabby beehive that looked very different from the one Maya and Billy knew. He entered the hive, closing the door behind him. Maya and Billy waited outside, watching his movements. After a while, Jack emerged from the hive and headed deeper into the forest, this time with other bees. They were all paying close attention to the bag Jack was carrying. Maya and Billy felt that something significant was unfolding. Jack began explaining to the other bees, "This gem is crucial for our mission. With it, we can conquer the bee kingdom." The other bees nodded in agreement. Maya and Billy were shocked by Jack's words, realizing that he was planning an attack on the bee kingdom. Determined to stop Jack's plot, Maya and Billy decided to gather more information and alert the bee kingdom. But Jack and his allies were very cautious. Maya and Billy quietly followed them, observing their movements. Jack and his allies entered another dark cave deeper in the forest. Maya and Billy carefully followed them inside. They saw Jack and his allies preparing something around the gem. "Once we complete this altar, we'll gain immense power. With it, we can conquer the bee kingdom," Jack proclaimed, and the other bees cheered. Maya and Billy knew they had to alert the bee kingdom and stop Jack's scheme. Determined to stop Jack's scheme, Maya and Billy decided to return to the bee kingdom. They carefully exited the cave and flew through the forest. Navigating in the dark wasn't easy, but they encouraged each other and flew swiftly. Upon arriving at the bee kingdom, they headed straight to the queen's palace to inform her of Jack's plan. However, they discovered that a theft had already taken place. The entire bee kingdom was in chaos. An important gem was missing, and the bees were in a state of confusion and fear. Maya and Billy were shocked by the situation. In front of the palace, guards were moving busily, and the queen was issuing orders, visibly angry. Maya and Billy rushed to the queen to report. "Your Majesty, an important gem has been stolen. And we believe Jack is involved," Maya exclaimed urgently. The queen listened to Maya and immediately ordered stricter searches. "Find the stolen gem at once. And bring Jack to me." The queen's orders sent the guards into swift action. Maya and Billy watched, feeling the urgency to stop Jack and his allies before they caused more trouble. Maya and Billy joined the search for the stolen gem, scouring every corner of the hive for clues. Traces of the theft were evident, but finding a decisive clue was challenging. Maya and Billy didn't give up, continuing to search diligently. Eventually, Maya found a small metal fragment in a corner of the hive. It seemed to be related to the stolen gem. She showed it to Billy, saying, "Billy, this fragment might be connected to the gem we're looking for. Let's tell the queen." Billy agreed, and they hurried to the queen with the metal fragment. The queen recognized the fragment's significance. "This appears to be part of the stolen gem. We can be certain that Jack is involved. Find him immediately and recover the gem." Following the queen's orders, the guards intensified their search. Maya and Billy traced Jack's steps back to the forest, returning to the cave where he and his allies were hiding. The cave was still dark, and inside, Jack and his allies were preparing something. Maya and Billy quietly approached to listen. "This gem will give us immense power. It's only a matter of time before we conquer the Bee Kingdom," Jack said, and the other bees cheered. Maya and Billy began planning how to stop them. They decided to alert the Queen and the guards, then return to the cave to capture Jack and his allies. Following the Queen's orders, Maya and Billy led the guards into the forest to track down Jack and his accomplices. The forest, dark and mysterious, heightened their anxiety. They walked silently through the woods, approaching Jack's cave with caution. Maya and Billy described the cave's details to the guards. The entrance was located under a large tree, surrounded by thick bushes. The guards approached carefully, surrounding the cave. Maya and Billy followed the guards' instructions, observing the cave quietly to confirm Jack and his accomplices' presence. "Approach quietly. We don't want them to know we're here," Billy signaled to the guards. The guards moved stealthily, closing in on the cave entrance. They heard faint voices from inside, the sound of Jack and his accomplices discussing their plans. Holding her breath, Maya peered into the cave. Jack and his accomplices were placing the gem on an altar, preparing something. Their faces were filled with tension and anticipation. "Once we complete this altar, we'll gain immense power. With it, we can conquer the Bee Kingdom," Jack declared, and his accomplices nodded in agreement. Determined to stop their plot, Maya signaled the guards to move in. The guards surrounded Jack and his accomplices, ready to arrest them. Jack and his accomplices, realizing they were caught, were shocked. "Who are you? Do you know what you're interfering with?" Jack shouted angrily. The guards approached Jack and his accomplices, commanding them to surrender. "Surrender now. Your plot has been uncovered," the guards ordered. Overwhelmed by the guards' strength, Jack and his accomplices had no choice but to give up and hand over the gem. Maya and Billy sighed in relief, knowing that Jack's scheme had failed. The guards arrested Jack and his accomplices and took them back to the Bee Kingdom. Maya and Billy accompanied them, eager to report the news to the Queen. "Your Majesty, we have captured Jack and his accomplices." "Their plot has failed," Maya reported happily. The Queen expressed her gratitude for Maya and Billy's courage and wisdom. "Thanks to you, the Bee Kingdom is safe once again." "I am truly grateful," she said warmly. After Jack and his accomplices were captured, peace returned to the Bee Kingdom. However, Maya and Billy remained vigilant. They suspected that Jack's plot might not be an isolated incident. One day, while exploring the forest, Maya and Billy encountered a peculiar bee. This bee had a unique appearance, different from any they had seen before. His wings shimmered with rainbow colors, and his body gleamed with a golden hue. When his wings reflected the sunlight, Maya and Billy felt a sense of wonder and curiosity. Maya approached him and greeted him. "Hello, I'm Maya." "Who are you?" Maya asked cheerfully. The bee smiled warmly and replied, "Hello, Maya. I'm Lomiel. I come from another bee kingdom. We've come to help you stop Jack's plot." His voice was filled with trust and warmth. Surprised, Maya asked, "Really? You knew about Jack's plot?" Lomiel nodded and explained, "Yes, we've been monitoring Jack's movements for a long time. We knew his plan posed a great threat to the entire bee kingdom. So, we came to assist you." Lomiel provided more information about Jack's scheme. Jack sought to use the gem for his selfish desires, but the gem holds more than just immense power. It has the potential to threaten the peace of all bee kingdoms. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Maya and Billy listened intently. Lomiel continued, "To fully stop Jack's plot, we need to work together. Our goal is not just to recover the gem, but to ensure Jack and his accomplices can never scheme again." Maya and Billy agreed with Lomiel's determination and wisdom. They began to devise a plan together. Lomiel and his allies would investigate Jack's cave and trace any clues they left behind. Maya and Billy would strengthen the bee kingdom's defenses and prepare to thwart any further plots. They divided their roles and agreed to collaborate closely. Lomiel, his allies, Maya, and Billy headed towards Jack's cave. They carefully explored the cave, searching for clues left behind by Jack and his accomplices. The cave was dark and deep, filled with hidden dangers. Moss covered the walls, and the floor was slippery. The cave's interior was eerily silent, and glowing eyes seemed to watch them from the darkness. Maya led the exploration. Using her small size, she navigated narrow passages and used her wings to illuminate dark spaces. Lomiel used his radiant wings to light the way, helping the others follow safely. Billy and the guards protected the rear, ready for any unexpected attacks. As they ventured deeper, they found more clues. The walls bore marks left by Jack and his accomplices, and tools and equipment were scattered about. Maya examined these clues closely, trying to piece together their plan. "Look at this, Lomiel. It seems to be a map Jack used," Maya said, showing Lomiel a map pinned to the wall. The map detailed the cave structure and marked specific locations. Lomiel studied the map carefully. "If we follow this map, we might find where Jack hid the gem. We must move quickly," he said. Following the map, they ventured deeper into the cave. The path grew increasingly treacherous, with traps hidden along the way. Maya used her keen senses to avoid these traps, guiding everyone safely. They worked together, overcoming the challenges of the cave. Finally, they reached a large chamber at the cave's deepest point. In the center lay the shimmering gem, surrounded by intricate magical symbols. Maya stared in awe. This must be the powerful gem Jack mentioned. Lumiel examined the gem closely. This gem isn't just powerful, it's a source of magical energy that controls natural forces. Misusing it could cause great disaster. Maya agreed, resolving to handle the gem with utmost care. Maya, Lumiel, and Billy carefully planned to retrieve the gem safely. The chamber's center held the gem, surrounded by complex magical symbols. These symbols formed an elaborate array, with glowing energy swirling around it. Lumiel approached the array to analyze it, his rainbow-colored wings casting a soft light. This array is intricate. One wrong move could trigger a catastrophe, Lumiel warned. He used his magical knowledge to find a way to dismantle the array. First, we must press these symbols in the correct sequence. Then, we need to disperse the energy along this pattern to deactivate the array, Lumiel instructed. Maya and Billy followed his lead, moving cautiously. Maya used her small size to press the symbols carefully, each touch emitting a flash of light. Billy traced the pattern to disperse the energy, ensuring it spread safely throughout the cave. Their teamwork was meticulous and precise. Finally, they pressed the last symbol and dispersed the energy, deactivating the array. The surrounding energy dissipated, and the chamber fell silent. Maya, Lumiel, and Billy sighed in relief as they approached the gem. "We must take this gem safely," Lumiel said, lifting the gem gently. The gem radiated a warm, calming energy. Maya and Billy admired its beauty and power. This gem isn't just a treasure, it's a source of natural energy. Misusing it could lead to disaster, Lumiel said solemnly. Maya and Billy agreed, deciding to handle the gem with the utmost care. They securely packed the gem and exited the cave. Outside, the Bee Kingdom's guards awaited them. Maya, Lumiel, and Billy handed over the gem, explaining the situation. The guards prepared to transport the gem safely. Maya, Lumiel, and Billy cooperated to safely transport the gem back to the Bee Kingdom. They carefully protected the gem, escorted by guards. The gem was not just a simple object, it was a vital source of peace and stability for the Bee Kingdom, so they didn't let their guard down for a moment. As they approached the Bee Kingdom, the guards heightened their vigilance. Maya and Billy, along with the guards, carefully watched their surroundings while transporting the gem. However, as they reached the border of the Bee Kingdom, an unexpected event occurred. A guard suddenly approached Maya and Lumiel, whispering, "It's time. Attack them." His voice was low but carried a clear threat. Maya was shocked to hear this. The guard was one of Jack's accomplices, disguised to steal the gem. "Watch out! That guard is one of Jack's allies," Maya quickly warned. But it was too late. The disguised guard was already trying to snatch the gem. At that moment, Lumiel swiftly reacted to protect the gem. His wings shone brightly, blocking the guard's hand. "I know what you're up to," Lumiel shouted firmly. The guard hesitated momentarily, but then launched an aggressive attack. He and his accomplices attempted to seize the gem. Maya and Billy joined forces to fend off their attacks. The battle was fierce. Maya used her small body to move quickly, dodging attacks and counterattacking. Billy used his strength to push the enemies back. Lumiel used the light from his wings to obscure the enemy's vision while protecting the gem. Their cooperation was flawless. After a prolonged fight, Maya and her allies finally defeated the attackers. Jack's accomplices were all captured, and the gem remained secure. Maya took a deep breath and assessed the situation. "We won. Now let's safely return the gem to the queen." Lumiel carefully handed the gem to the guards. "This gem will be safe again." Maya and Billy felt proud of their courage and determination in protecting the Bee Kingdom. They smiled at each other, filled with a sense of accomplishment. Maya, Lumiel, and Billy devised a final plan to put an end to Jack and his accomplices' schemes. They decided to directly go to Jack's hideout with the Queen to capture him. The Queen mobilized her best guards to accompany them. They headed towards Jack's last stronghold deep in the forest. Moving cautiously through the forest, they divided tasks among themselves. Maya led the way. Lumiel used his wings to illuminate the surroundings and keep watch, while Billy guarded the rear, prepared for any surprise attacks. The guards, fully armed, approached Jack's hideout. Upon reaching Jack's hideout, they found it situated on a small hill surrounded by tall trees. At the center of the hill stood a large tree where Jack and his accomplices were hiding. Maya and Lumiel reviewed the plan with the Queen. "We will approach quietly and ambush Jack and his accomplices. We need to surround them so they can't escape," said the Queen. The guards nodded silently and moved to their positions. Maya and Lumiel, along with the guards, carefully approached the tree. As they got closer, they heard Jack and his accomplices preparing something inside. They were planning to use the gem once again for their scheme. "With this gem, we can conquer the Bee Kingdom. No one will be able to stop us," Jack's voice echoed. His voice was filled with confidence and desperation. Hearing Jack's words, Maya and Lumiel were more determined. Maya signaled the guards to launch the attack. The guards charged into the tree, ambushing Jack and his accomplices. "It's over, Jack," shouted Maya. Jack, though startled by the ambush, quickly tried to fight back. Jack's accomplices attempted to resist, but they were no match for the well-prepared guards. Maya and Lumiel confronted Jack directly. Jack held the gem, threatening Maya and Lumiel. "You don't understand the power of this gem. If I use it, I can defeat all of you." Lumiel responded calmly, "That gem isn't just a source of power. It plays a crucial role in maintaining nature's balance. Your greed will only bring disaster." Encouraged by Lumiel's words, Maya bravely approached Jack. "Jack, stop this. The gem is for all of us. It shouldn't be used for your selfish desires," said Maya earnestly. Jack hesitated momentarily, but his greed didn't vanish easily. "No, I can't give up this power," Jack shouted, raising the gem. At that moment, Lumiel swiftly moved and snatched the gem from Jack's hand. "This gem belongs to all of us, not just you," Lumiel said, securing the gem. The guards restrained Jack and his accomplices, dragging them before the queen. The queen approached Jack and solemnly said, "Your scheme is over. We will protect this gem, and you will face the consequences." Jack, engulfed in despair, hung his head. After Jack and his accomplices were captured, the Bee Kingdom regained its peace. Maya, Lumiel, and Billy received the Queen's gratitude and praise. The Queen expressed her deep appreciation for their courage and wisdom, highlighting the importance of their actions in ensuring the safety of the Bee Kingdom. "Maya, Lumiel, Billy, thanks to you, we were able to overcome a great crisis. We are truly grateful," the Queen said with a warm smile. Maya, Lumiel, and Billy bowed humbly. Their faces were filled with a sense of achievement and pride instead of fatigue. Peace returned to the Bee Kingdom. The bees went back to their routines, collecting nectar and tending to flowers. Maya learned many valuable lessons from this adventure. She realized the importance of courage, determination, and the cooperation of friends. One day, while flying around the flower field collecting nectar, Maya sat on a petal to rest and enjoy the sunlight. Around her, bees were busily moving, collecting nectar, and butterflies fluttered about, adding to the beauty of the flowers. Maya cherished this peaceful moment, reflecting on past adventures. "Maya, what are you doing here?" Billy approached and asked. He sat next to Maya, enjoying the scent of the flowers with a smile. "Just enjoying this peaceful moment, thinking about all we've been through," Maya replied. Billy nodded and said, "Yes, we went through a lot. But it made us stronger." Lumiel also joined them. His iridescent wings still shone beautifully. "Maya, Billy, we really did well. This experience has been a great lesson for all of us," Lumiel said warmly. Maya and Billy agreed, smiling. They wandered through the forest together, admiring nature's beauty. The forest was full of various flowers and trees, with small animals scurrying about. Maya and her friends enjoyed this peaceful moment, filled with anticipation for future adventures. That evening, the Bee Kingdom held a grand celebration. The Queen specially honored Maya, Lomiel, and Billy for their courage, giving a congratulatory speech. "Everyone, let us thank these brave bees for allowing us to enjoy this peaceful moment. Thanks to their courage and determination, we overcame this difficult time." The bees cheered and celebrated them. Maya, Lomiel, and Billy smiled at each other. They had become true friends through this adventure, and their friendship had deepened. After the celebration, Maya quietly reflected under the starry night sky. She sensed that many more adventures and challenges awaited. But now, she wasn't alone. She had friends who would always be with her. "Lomiel, Billy, let's continue our adventures together. Let's do everything we can for the Bee Kingdom," Maya pledged. Lomiel and Billy held her hands and nodded. "Of course, Maya. We'll always be together." Thus, Maya and her friends prepared for the new days ahead. Their friendship and courage would continue to be a great force in maintaining the Bee Kingdom's peace. Maya whispered to the sky, "We'll always be together. And we'll overcome any difficulties that come our way." Maya and her friends moved forward towards new adventures, holding each other's hands, and walking together for the bright future of the Bee Kingdom. Their story had just begun, with many challenges and adventures still awaiting them. Maya and her friends, Lomiel and Billy, were still devoted to the Bee Kingdom, spending peaceful days. One day, while exploring the old library of the Bee Kingdom, Maya found an old book. The book was covered in dust and seemed to have been unopened for a long time. Out of curiosity, Maya opened the book. Inside the book, along with old stories, was an ancient map. The paper of the map was brittle as if it could crumble, but the lines drawn on it were still clear. The map depicted the geography of the Bee Kingdom and surrounding areas, with certain places highlighted with glowing marks. One of them was labeled the Unknown World. Maya ran to her friends, Lomiel and Billy, holding the map. "Look at this map. It shows a place called the Unknown World. Let's explore it," Maya said excitedly. Lomiel and Billy examined the map closely. "This is really intriguing. If this map is accurate, there might be a new world we've never known about," Lomiel said. Billy nodded in agreement. "Yes, let's explore it. It will be a new adventure." They immediately began preparing. Maya gathered the map and necessary equipment, Lomiel readied his magical knowledge, and Billy collected supplies for the expedition. They set off on their new adventure. and Billy began their journey toward the unknown world. They followed the map through forests and across rivers, continuing their long journey. The path was rough and dangerous, but they encouraged each other as they went. The forest grew denser, with trees towering high into the sky. They followed the sunlight filtering through the leaves to find their way. Billy occasionally checked their surroundings to ensure they didn't get lost. Lumiel lit the way with his iridescent wings, assisting Maya and Billy. When they crossed a river, they used a large leaf as a boat. Maya held onto the leaf to keep it steady, while Lumiel used his wings to paddle the water and propel the leaf forward. Billy carefully climbed onto the leaf, ensuring he didn't get wet. Together, they successfully crossed the river. At the end of their journey, they finally arrived at the unknown world. It was far more mysterious and beautiful than they had imagined. The unknown world was surrounded by a vast field of flowers, blooming in a multitude of colors. The petals shimmered, reflecting the sunlight, and the air was filled with their fragrance. "This is the unknown world," Maya exclaimed in awe. Lumiel and Billy were also astonished by the sight. "It's truly beautiful. This is the most magnificent place we've ever seen," Billy said. They began to explore the flower field. Strange creatures lived there, and they all greeted Maya and her friends kindly. Small butterflies danced with their wings, and bees flew between the flowers, collecting nectar. Maya conversed with the inhabitants, learning about their culture. "This place is really special. I think we can learn a lot here," Lumiel said. Maya and Billy agreed, continuing their exploration. They decided to rest for a while under a large tree in the center of the unknown world. The tree provided shade and a cool breeze. While exploring the unknown world, Maya and her friends discovered ancient ruins. These ruins had been hidden for centuries, containing countless secrets. The entrance to the ruins was covered with vines, and inside, it was dark. Giant tree roots surrounded the entrance, and ancient traces were scattered everywhere. Maya bravely entered the ruins, followed closely by her friends. The interior of the ruins was damp and cool, with moss growing everywhere. The walls were carved with ancient symbols and letters, and the floor was paved with old stones. Lumiel used his wings to light up the surroundings. "This place is really mysterious. What did the ancient people leave here?" Lumiel said in a voice full of curiosity. Maya and Billy agreed, exploring the ruins. They closely examined the symbols and letters carved on the walls. They told the story of an ancient bee civilization and their wisdom. As they ventured deeper into the ruins, they came upon a large chamber. In the center of the chamber was a huge stone box, adorned with intricate patterns. Around the box were old candlesticks and mysterious objects. Maya cautiously approached the stone box to examine it. What could be inside this box? Maya wondered aloud, determined to open it. Lumiel and Billy stood by to help her. Maya carefully lifted the lid of the box. Inside were ancient documents and mystical jewels. These are ancient documents. They must hold incredible secrets, Maya said excitedly. Lumiel carefully took out the documents and unfolded them. They contained detailed records of the history and wisdom of the ancient bee civilization. Maya and Billy began reading the documents, understanding their contents. Through the ancient documents, Maya and her friends began to unravel the mystery of the ruins. The documents recorded secrets left by the ancient bees and important things they had to protect. Maya delved deeper into the documents, determined to uncover the secrets of the ruins. According to these documents, this ruin holds an important ancient secret. To unlock it, we need to solve this puzzle, Maya said, reading the documents. Lumiel and Billy listened intently and worked together to decipher the contents of the documents. The walls of the ruins were covered with various drawings and symbols. Following the clues in the documents, they began to interpret the drawings and symbols. These symbols seemed to need to be moved in a specific order, Lumiel explained, illuminating the symbols with his glowing wings. They carefully aligned the symbols in sequence, moving along the walls. As the symbols were correctly aligned, the wall slowly opened. Behind the wall was another chamber, with another stone box in the center, surrounded by even more intricate patterns. It looks like another puzzle awaits us here, Billy said. Maya approached the stone box and cautiously opened the lid. Inside was another document and a small jewel. Maya took out the document and began to read. This document contains a message from the ancient bees. This jewel seems to symbolize their wisdom and power, Maya explained. Lumiel and Billy closely examined the jewel. It sparkled and emitted light, and an almost living energy seemed to pulse within it. This jewel is not just an ordinary jewel. It contains the wisdom and power of the ancient bees. We must protect it carefully, Lumiel said thoughtfully. Maya and Billy agreed wholeheartedly, deciding to keep the jewel safe. Deep within the ancient ruins, Maya and her friends discovered hidden documents and began deciphering their contents. The documents detailed the history of the ancient bee civilization and the wisdom they left behind. Although the pages were old and fragile, the information contained within them was of great importance. Maya carefully unfolded the documents with Lumiel and Billy. These documents seemed to be important records left by the ancient bees. They appear to contain their wisdom and power, Maya said excitedly. Lumiel used his glowing wings to illuminate the documents as they read together. The documents described how the ancient bees developed their civilization and lived in harmony with nature. They used the power of nature to perform magic and created these ruins to pass on their wisdom to future generations. The documents also included various secrets left by the ancient bees and important things they had to protect. There's also information about another treasure hidden in another part of these ruins, Lumiel said as he read the documents. He pointed to a map sketched in the corner of the document. The map indicated another section of the ruins where another treasure was supposedly hidden. Examining the map closely, Maya formulated a plan. We need to explore the other part of the ruins based on this information. By finding the hidden treasure there, we can fully understand the wisdom of the ancient bees, Maya said determinedly. Billy and Lumiel agreed with her and began preparing for the exploration. Maya and her friends decided to follow the map from the documents to explore another part of the ruins, uncovering more secrets of the ancient bee civilization. As they ventured further, the places they discovered became increasingly mysterious and beautiful. As they delved deeper into the ruins, they found a grand corridor made of huge stones. The corridor walls were adorned with vivid murals depicting the legends of the ancient bees. These murals illustrated the daily lives and wisdom of the ancient bees from thousands of years ago. The first part of the murals showed the arrival of the ancient bees in this land. They sought to live in harmony with nature, using magical powers to achieve this. The bees harnessed nature's power to grow plants, purify water, and control the climate. Maya and her friends were deeply moved by their wisdom and abilities. The middle part of the murals depicted the social structure of the ancient bees and how they passed down their wisdom. They had a hierarchical society centered around the bee queen, with each tier holding specific roles and responsibilities. The bee queen, a symbol of wisdom and power, was respected and trusted by all bees. Through the queen's wisdom, the bees achieved harmony with nature and lived peacefully. The final part of the murals told legendary tales left by the ancient bees. They used nature's power to prevent great disasters and protect themselves from invaders. The murals vividly illustrated stories of stopping a giant wave and saving a city from flames. These tales demonstrated the immense power and wisdom of the ancient bees. Maya felt deeply moved as she looked at the murals. This place is truly special. It shows how wise and powerful the ancient bees were, she whispered, touching the murals. Lumiel and Billy agreed, appreciating the murals' beauty and significance. These legends teach us great lessons. We must live in harmony with nature and learn from the wisdom of the ancient bees, Lumiel said seriously. Billy nodded in agreement. While Maya and her friends were admiring the legends of the ancient bee civilization, they suddenly heard a strange noise coming from deep within the ruins. They carefully followed the sound. When they arrived, they saw several treasure hunters destroying the ancient ruins in search of treasure. Maya was enraged seeing the treasure hunters destroying the ruins. "Those people are wrecking the ruins. We have to stop them," Maya said firmly. Lumiel and Billy agreed with her, preparing to confront the treasure hunters. The treasure hunters were smashing the walls of the ruins with hammers, searching for hidden treasures. They were ruthlessly destroying valuable artifacts containing the wisdom and history of the ancient bees. Maya quickly flew toward them, using her small size to move freely among the treasure hunters and distract them. "Get out of here, little bee," one treasure hunter shouted angrily, swatting at Maya. But she persisted, continuing to disrupt their efforts. She knocked over their tools and obstructed their vision, causing confusion. Meanwhile, Lumiel used his rainbow-colored wings to emit bright light, disorienting the treasure hunters further. Billy used his strength to break the treasure hunters' tools, preventing them from causing more damage. "This ruin is precious to us. You can't destroy it," Billy shouted resolutely. The treasure hunters were taken aback by Billy's determination, but were not willing to back down easily. One of the treasure hunters tried to grab Maya, but she swiftly flew out of reach. "We must protect the ancient bees' ruins. You don't belong here," Maya shouted courageously. Despite her small size, her voice rang out strong and clear. At that moment, a treasure hunter raised a large hammer, aiming to destroy a crucial part of the ruins. Maya quickly flew in and knocked the hammer out of his hands. "You'll never destroy these ruins." Maya's brave actions inspired Lumiel and Billy to fight even harder against the treasure hunters. Ultimately, the treasure hunters surrendered to Maya and her friends' determined resistance and decided to leave the ruins. As they tried to take one last artifact with them, Maya and her friends stopped them until the end. "We will protect these ruins. You cannot stay here any longer," Maya said firmly. After the treasure hunters left, Maya and her friends decided to clean up the ruins and ensure the safety of the treasures. Deep within the ruins, they discovered a mysterious guardian. This guardian was a magical being created to protect the wisdom of the ancient bees. The guardian approached Maya and her friends and spoke. "You have bravely defended these ruins. I am Aurelia, the guardian of this place. I have been here for a long time to protect the wisdom and secrets of the ancient bees." Aurelia's voice was gentle and calm, and he appeared as a shimmering golden light. Maya and her friends were deeply moved by Aurelia's presence. He explained that he had been waiting to pass on the secrets and wisdom of the ruins to them. "Your arrival here is destiny. It is time for you to receive the wisdom of the ancient bees and bring it to your world." Aurelia guided Maya and her friends through various parts of the ruins, explaining the significance and history of each location. They began to learn how the ancient bees lived in harmony with nature and used their magical powers. Aurelia taught them the ancient bees' magic and wisdom, helping them grow stronger and wiser. In the center of the ruins stood a giant golden tree. Each branch of the tree sparkled with small lights, shining like stars. Aurelia pointed to the tree and said, "This tree symbolizes the wisdom and power of the ancient bees. Through this tree's power, you can inherit their wisdom." Maya approached the tree and reached out her hand. As her hand touched the tree, a warm light flowed from it, enveloping her. This light imparted the wisdom and power of the ancient bees to Maya. At that moment, she deeply understood the ancient bees' wisdom. Lumiel and Billy also reached out to the tree. They, too, received the wisdom and power of the ancient bees. They felt themselves becoming stronger and wiser. Aurelia smiled at them. "You are now the successors of the ancient bees. Take this wisdom and power to your world and live in harmony with nature." Having received the wisdom of the ancient bees from Aurelia, Maya and her friends decided to explore the ruins further to uncover more secrets. They carefully moved through other parts of the ruins, but the deeper they went, the more dangerous traps they encountered. The deeper they ventured into the ruins, the more hidden traps they discovered. The first trap was a collapsing floor. Maya noticed a small crack underfoot and quickly halted. "Be careful here. The floor looks like it might collapse," she warned her friends. Lumiel and Billy heeded her warning and carefully avoided the trap. Next, they encountered a trap with sharp arrows shooting out from the walls. The walls were riddled with small holes, and Maya realized these were signs of a trap. "We need to avoid these holes as we pass," she said cautiously, navigating around them. Lumiel illuminated the path with his glowing wings, and Billy protected his friends with his sturdy body as they passed safely. The most challenging trap was a rolling boulder. As they walked through a narrow passage, a massive boulder suddenly began rolling down from the wall. "Run!" Maya shouted, sprinting with her friends. They ran as fast as they could, narrowly escaping the boulder when it finally came to a stop. "That was so close." "This place is full of dangers," Billy said, catching his breath. Maya and Lumiel agreed, resolving to continue their exploration with greater caution. While exploring the ruins and avoiding dangerous traps, Maya and her friends finally arrived at the place where the treasure was hidden. It was a vast chamber with a magnificent chest in the center. The chest was adorned with beautiful patterns and jewels, suggesting that it contained the precious treasures of the ancient bees. Maya approached the chest and carefully opened the lid. Inside, they found a variety of treasures left behind by the ancient bees. Among them were sparkling gems, exquisite metal ornaments, and artifacts imbued with magical powers. Maya and her friends marveled at the sight of these treasures. These treasures are not just beautiful objects. They are artifacts imbued with the wisdom and power of the ancient bees, Lumiel said. His rainbow-colored wings reflected the light from the treasures, making them shine even more brilliantly. Maya and Billy nodded in agreement, examining the treasures closely. Among the treasures was a particularly notable item, a small metal plate engraved with ancient script. Maya held the metal plate in her hands and began to read the inscriptions. This plate contains magical incantations imbued with the wisdom of the ancient bees. With these spells, we can harness the power of nature. Maya carefully handled the metal plate, showing it to her friends. These incantations will greatly help us protect and develop the bee kingdom, she said. Lumiel and Billy agreed wholeheartedly with her words. They resolved to carry on the legacy of the ancient bees by preserving their wisdom. They continued to examine the other treasures in the chest. Among them were magical tools used by the ancient bees. Maya took out each tool and tried to understand how to use them. These tools were designed to help the ancient bees harness the power of nature for various purposes. We must keep these tools safe and use them wisely when needed. Lumiel carefully lifted one of the gems from the chest. It emitted a beautiful light and radiated energy as if it were alive. This gem stores the magical energy of the ancient bees. Through it, we can inherit their power. Maya and her friends carefully put the treasures back into the chest and decided to store it in a safe place. They were determined to protect the legacy of the ancient bees to the best of their ability. After securing the treasures they found in the ruins, Maya and her friends resumed their exploration. They were determined to uncover more secrets hidden deep within the ruins. They reached another chamber that held more ancient bee secrets. Upon entering the chamber, Maya and her friends immediately noticed it was different from the others. In the center was a giant crystal orb. The orb was transparent and glittered, containing what seemed like a miniature universe inside. Sparkling stars moved slowly within the orb, creating a mysterious and beautiful sight. This orb holds the wisdom and power of the ancient bees. Through it, we can discover their secrets, Maya said. Lumiel and Billy gathered around the orb. They began to unlock the secrets of the ancient bees through the orb's light. Maya cautiously extended her hand to the orb. As her hand touched it, the orb began to shine brightly. The light grew stronger, and waves seemed to emanate from the orb, enveloping Maya and her friends and transmitting the ancient bees' memories and wisdom to them. They closed their eyes and began to receive the energy from the orb. Suddenly, images of the ancient bees appeared before them. They saw how the ancient bees lived in harmony with nature and used their magic and wisdom. The ancient bees were deeply connected to all elements of nature. They understood the flow of the wind, controlled the flow of water, and coexisted harmoniously with plants and animals. Through their wisdom and magic, they protected nature and maintained balance. Maya and her friends were deeply moved by their wisdom and power. These ancient bees were incredible. They lived in perfect harmony with nature, Billy said in awe. Lumiel nodded in agreement. We must learn from their wisdom to make our world a better place. Through the orb, they began to learn the magical methods used by the ancient bees and the records of the wisdom they left behind. Maya could read the magical incantations from the light emanating from the orb. She carefully recited the incantations, trying to understand their meaning. Lumiel and Billy each absorbed the wisdom and power they needed from the orb. They felt themselves becoming stronger and wiser through the ancient bees' magic and wisdom. Now we have become the successors of the ancient bees. We must use their wisdom and power to protect our world, Maya declared resolutely. Having uncovered the secrets of the ancient bees, Maya and her friends decided to use the magical artifacts they found in the ruins. They vowed to use these artifacts to inherit the wisdom and power of the ancient bees, protecting and advancing the bee kingdom. The magical artifacts they discovered deep within the ruins each possessed unique powers. Maya began by understanding the use of these magical tools one by one. The first tool was a magical staff used by the ancient bees. The staff was adorned with beautiful gems and had a glowing crystal at its tip. Maya held the staff in her hands and felt its power. This staff can control the forces of nature. The ancient bees used it to grow plants and control the weather. Maya carefully wielded the staff, experimenting with its power. She waved it in the air, releasing magical energy. Instantly, the surrounding plants turned lush and green, growing rapidly. Maya was amazed by the staff's power and acknowledged its strength. Next, Maya took out a magical crystal orb used by the ancient bees. The crystal orb emitted a gentle light, looking like it contained a small universe. Maya held the orb and felt its energy. The energy from the orb was warm and soothing, bringing peace to Maya's mind. This orb is the ancient bees' oracle. They used it to foresee the future and make important decisions. Maya gazed into the orb, concentrating on what it might reveal. She could see images of the future within the orb. The orb showed the future of the bee kingdom and the challenges they would face. Maya began planning for the future based on these images. Lumiel picked up the magical book used by the ancient bees. The book was thick and old, but it contained numerous magical spells and wisdom. Lumiel opened the book and started reading from the first page. This book holds various spells used by the ancient bees. We can learn these spells to make our world a better place. Lumiel read each spell carefully, understanding its meaning. He recited the spells, experimenting with their power. His rainbow-colored wings glowed as they released magical energy. Instantly, the surrounding air cleared, and the energy of nature began to flow towards them. Lumiel felt himself becoming stronger and wiser through the book's magic. Billy took out the shield used by the ancient bees. The shield was made of sturdy metal and engraved with ancient bee symbols. Billy held the shield, feeling its power. This shield is the ancient bee's protective shield. It can block any attack. Billy held the shield and tested its strength by blocking strong winds. The shield held firm, proving its power. "We can use this shield to protect the bee kingdom," Billy said with determination. Maya and Lumiel located Billy after hearing his voice. He was trapped in a deep pit filled with dark ground and sharp stones. Maya and Lumiel quickly devised a rescue plan. "Billy, we'll figure out a way to get you out. Just hang on," Maya reassured him. She and Lumiel discussed ways to rescue Billy from the trap. Lumiel spread his magical wings, emitting light to inspect the pit's structure. This pit isn't just deep. The bottom is filled with sharp stones. If Billy moves the wrong way, he could get hurt, Lumiel said cautiously. Maya listened and decided to act even more carefully. Maya used the magical staff left by the ancient bees to change the structure of the pit. She waved the staff, carving the pit's walls gradually, creating stairs for Billy to climb up safely. "Billy, follow these stairs carefully," Maya instructed. Billy started climbing the stairs slowly as directed by Maya. Lumiel flew around, keeping a lookout to protect Billy. Maya and Lumiel remained vigilant, ensuring Billy's safety as he climbed. Eventually, Billy emerged from the pit unscathed. "Thank you so much, Maya, Lumiel. I couldn't have made it out without you," Billy said gratefully. Maya and Lumiel warmly welcomed him, reassuring him. "We're always together, Billy. We'll never leave you alone," Maya said. After safely rescuing Billy, Maya and her friends decided to continue exploring the ruins. They aimed to delve deeper into the ancient bees' wisdom and power, venturing further into the ruins. However, the deeper they went, the more traps and challenges they encountered. As they ventured deeper, they faced increasingly complex and dangerous traps. They encouraged each other, moving cautiously. Maya used the staff to light the way, while Lumiel illuminated their path with his wings, spotting traps. Billy followed closely, providing protection. After walking for a while, they encountered a massive stone door. The door was engraved with intricate patterns and symbols, requiring a special incantation to open. Maya used the staff to read the engravings, while Lumiel began deciphering the spell. This door was made to protect the secrets of the ancient bees. We need to recite the incantation here to open it, Lumiel said carefully. Maya and Billy listened attentively and began reciting the spell together. With the power of nature and the wisdom of the ancients, we open this door. They chanted, releasing magical energy. The stone door slowly opened. Once fully open, they stepped into a new room. Inside the room, another trap awaited. This trap was a maze with intricate paths, filled with traps and obstacles. Maya used the staff to light the way, while Lumiel illuminated the maze with his wings, navigating through the paths. This place is really complex. We need to move carefully, Maya said. Billy heeded her warning, cautiously scanning their surroundings. They navigated the maze step by step, with Lumiel deciphering the engravings on the maze's walls to find the path. When they were nearly through the maze, poisoned arrows suddenly rained down from the ceiling. Maya swung the staff to block the arrows, protecting her friends. "Watch out! Poisoned arrows!" Maya warned. Lumiel and Billy ducked to avoid the arrows. They continued navigating the maze, avoiding traps. Maya used the staff's magic to remove obstacles, Lumiel flew to find better paths, and Billy cleared the blocking debris with his strength. Finally, they reached the end of the maze. Another grand chamber awaited them. In the center of the room was a massive golden chest, adorned with the symbols of the ancient bees. Maya and her friends cautiously approached the chest and carefully lifted its lid. Inside the chest were more magical relics left by the ancient bees. Among them were a scroll inscribed with ancient bee spells and a gem imbued with powerful magical energy. Maya and her friends carefully removed the relics, feeling the power emanating from them. At that moment, the walls of the room began to move slowly. "It looks like another trap is activating," Lumiel said in a tense voice. Maya and Billy, alerted by his warning, looked around. The walls were gradually closing in, pressing them tighter. "We need to get out of here. Hurry!" Maya shouted. She used her staff to try and push back the walls, but they continued to close in. Lumiel spread his wings and shone his light to illuminate the room, while Billy used his strength to try and hold back the walls. Despite their efforts, the walls kept closing in, putting them in a dire situation. Then Maya remembered the magical gem they had found in the chest. "I'll try using this gem. It might help us escape this trap." Holding the gem in her hand, Maya focused intently. She felt the energy emanating from the gem and began chanting a spell to counteract the trap. "By the power of nature, save us." As Maya's voice echoed through the room, the gem emitted a powerful light. The light touched the walls, causing them to stop moving. The walls ceased closing in, and they could breathe safely again. Maya and her friends sighed in relief and looked at each other. That was amazing, Maya. Without you, we would never have escaped this trap, Billy said gratefully. Lumiel also deeply admired Maya's courage and wisdom. We must use these relics wisely. This place is too dangerous. Let's get out of here, Maya said with resolve. Lumiel and Billy agreed, and they prepared to leave the ruins. After carefully packing the relics they found in the ruins, Maya and her friends began their journey out. They were ready to protect the Bee Kingdom with the wisdom and power inherited from the ancient bees. However, once they left the ruins, they started to realize the true meaning of the relics. As they emerged from the ruins, Aurelia greeted them. She spread her radiant wings and smiled warmly. I'm so glad you all made it back safely. Now it's time to learn the truth about these relics. Aurelia led them to the ancient tree. Under the ancient tree, Aurelia chanted a spell. The tree's roots moved, and another chest emerged from the ground. This chest was adorned with the symbols of the ancient bees and contained important ancient records. Aurelia opened the chest and took out the ancient documents. These documents are vital records left by the ancient bees. They will help you understand the truth about the relics, Aurelia said as she unfolded the documents. The records detailed why the ancient bees created the relics and their intended purpose. The first record stated that the relics should be used to maintain the balance of nature and ensure the prosperity of the Bee Kingdom. These relics are not mere treasures. They are tools for controlling the forces of nature and protecting the peace of the Bee Kingdom, Aurelia explained. The second record warned that misusing the relics could bring great disaster. The relics hold immense power. But abusing this power can disrupt the balance of nature and cause great calamities. We must always remember that, Aurelia said with a serious expression. Maya and her friends listened to Aurelia's explanation and realized the true significance of the relics. We must use these relics wisely. They are essential tools for protecting our world, Maya said determinedly. Lumiel and Billy nodded in agreement. They decided to safeguard the relics carefully. Maya took charge of the staff, Lumiel kept the magical book, and Billy held the shield. They vowed to use the relics to uphold the wisdom and power of the ancient bees and protect the Bee Kingdom. Maya and her friends began to protect and develop the Bee Kingdom using the wisdom and power they had gained from the relics. They utilized the relics to maintain the balance of nature and ensure the peace of the Bee Kingdom. Their efforts soon began to bear fruit. Maya used the ancient staff to control the forces of nature. She cast spells to ensure all the flowers and plants in the kingdom's gardens grew healthily. The gardens thrived with life, and a variety of flowers bloomed. These flowers provided abundant nectar for the bees, leading the bee kingdom to prosperity. Lumiel studied the ancient bees' wisdom through the magical book. He mastered each spell, strengthening the kingdom's defenses. Lumiel created a powerful protective barrier to shield the bees from external threats. This invisible energy field enveloped the bee kingdom, warding off any attack. Billy used the shield to enhance the kingdom's security. He taught the guards how to use the shield and took charge of the kingdom's safety. The shield possessed a powerful defensive force, capable of blocking any attack, and the guards used this power to protect the bee kingdom. Billy dedicated himself to maintaining peace in the kingdom. As time passed, the bee kingdom flourished even more. Flowers bloomed beautifully, and the bees flew around happily. Thanks to the ancient bees' wisdom and power, the bee kingdom enjoyed eternal peace. One day, Maya met Aurelia again under the ancient tree. Aurelia approached Maya with a warm smile. "Maya, you and your friends have done a wonderful job. Thanks to you, the bee kingdom enjoys eternal peace." Maya humbly replied to Aurelia's words, "We have done our best to protect our world with the wisdom and power of the ancient bees. We couldn't have achieved this without your help." Aurelia nodded, appreciating Maya's words. Lumiel and Billy also expressed their gratitude to Aurelia. "Aurelia, thanks to your teachings, we have grown stronger and wiser. We will continue to use this wisdom and power to protect the bee kingdom," Lumiel said. Billy nodded in agreement. Aurelia blessed Maya and her friends. "Your courage and wisdom have proven that you are worthy heirs of the ancient bees' legacy. I hope you continue to live in harmony with nature." Her words were warm and sincere. Maya and her friends received Aurelia's blessing and thought about the future of the bee kingdom. They vowed to carry on the legacy of the ancient bees and live in harmony with nature. They encouraged each other as they prepared for future challenges. The bee kingdom flourished and enjoyed peace through the wisdom and power of the ancient bees. Maya and her friends protected the kingdom at its core, continuing to live in harmony with nature. Their story became a legendary part of the bee kingdom's history. Under the ancient tree, Maya looked up at the sky and whispered, "We will always be together. And no matter what challenges come our way, we will overcome them." Her voice carried on the wind, spreading far and wide. At that moment, it felt like the spirits of the ancient bees were watching over Maya and her friends. Maya and her friends inherited the legacy of the ancient bees, protecting the bee kingdom and enjoying eternal peace. Their friendship and courage became a great force in shaping the bright future of the bee kingdom. Their story will continue to be told for generations to come. you.